What's up, kids and squids? Caleb here from the Game Glyph, and I'm back, baby! Oh yeah! Back bigger than ever. Yeah, I took a little bit of a break to get kind of settled in my new job, and well, I'm back. And just so you guys know, I'm going to be at a panel, actually participating at a video game panel at the Southeastern Game Exchange, which is here in Greenville, South Carolina. And that's coming up in August, and I'll give you guys more news, and I'll totally cover that event, so that's coming up soon. I'm going to be all over that thing. But anyways, today we're going to talk about a game for the Sega Genesis. It's a run and gun. It's a wannabe Metroidvania game. And I'll give you a hint as what it is. It's got Sylvester Stallone in it. It's a game that's based off of a movie that's based off of a comic book. And it's considered to be a poor translation of that comic book. So imagine how bad the game is. Another hint here. I am the law. I am the law. I am the law. Just say I am the law. I'm the law. I am the law. I am the law. I am the law. I am the law. This is a game that's so bad I actually had to get help talking about it. So I'm bringing on for the first time on my show, Slumpenstein. We're going to talk about the game, like I'll talk about it. He's going to talk about it. We're going to go back and forth a little bit. Be pretty cool. So everybody welcome my friend Slumpenstein. I'll put all of his info for how to get to his channel in the description below. Judge Dredd for the Sega Genesis. Let's check it out. To even begin to understand this game, first realize it's a video game based on a movie adaptation of a comic book series, and by most people's standards, it's considered to be a very unfaithful adaptation at best of that comic book series. Judge Joseph Dredd first appeared in British comic book series named 2000 AD. Published by Rebellion Developments, it was a weekly science fiction anthology comic series that was quite popular when Dredd first appeared in March 5th of 1977. He eventually got his own title series published through Eagle Comics. He's a futuristic cop set in a future crime-riddled megacity named Megacity, where he takes the law into his own hands as judge, jury, and sometimes even executioner. The comic got really strange toward the end of its run and dealt a lot with the afterlife and what happened to the judges that went bad and became evil. Judges would actually possess criminals, would travel through different dimensions and through the underworld, and Judge Dredd sometimes had to actually enter into like this hellscape underworld. Really, really strange comic book. Needless to say, the movie did not even attempt to touch on some of that esoteric subject material. The first film adaptation came out in 1995 and was directed by Danny Cannon. Starred Sylvester Stallone as Dredd, Rob Schneider played his idiot sidekick comic relief, Armand Assante played the main antagonist, Judge Riku, who also won the most overacting award of all time.
I betrayed this!
What a dork. The movie was a total flop and is considered by many to be one of the worst movies ever made. There was even a follow-up, or I should say reimagining, a Netflix exclusive film named Dredd with Keith Urban or Carl Urban, or whatever that guy's name is. It's a much better and more faithful movie adaptation of the comic book, or at least the character's namesake. Pretty much the entire movie takes place in the exact same set the entire time. It's just like an action scene in a skyscraper for an hour and a half. The game was developed by Probe and published for a number of systems in 1995. It was also a commercial failure and rarely even mentioned. So of course, we're going to talk about it right now. The gameplay in this game is almost Metroidvania, and I use that term very loosely, except it's so poorly executed, you can't even upgrade your character in any way. Each level has its little objectives laid out, which are usually involving something like destroy this enemy's supplies, or defeat all the enemies on the screen, or arrest blah 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 blah. It's pretty repetitive and hard to look at. The level design just seems really uninspired. I mean, just look at the level in this game. It's just like you're run-of-the-mill like warehouse or factory or office building. There's just no interesting art direction in this game, which is really sad because the movie actually had a really interesting look to it, even though it was corny, and the comic book series that's based on looked amazing, had great art and a really, really creepy, dark vibe to it, really gritty. So the gameplay in this game is really just an action game. One button jumps, the other button shoots, one button for jumping, one button for shooting, one button for switching between your different guns that you have, which is really cool. It's actually awesome that you can switch between these different bullets, you can blow stuff up, you know, you can try to trap these judges that escaped out of the dudes. I don't know why they put this in this game, because they did not even put it in the movie, but hey, they put it in the game. Yeah, that's right. When you defeat some of these enemies, you find that they're actually possessed by these evil judges. Well, you got a really brief opportunity after you kill the enemy to try to capture these judges in like this little bubble that you shoot out of your gun. It's really freaking hard, but if you do, you get like bonus awards and crap like that. There's really not a lot of incentive to do anything but just run from one end of this level to the other, destroying every enemy that you can and completing as few objectives as possible. The game is just not really a lot to get excited about. It could be worse. It could be better. I mean, I would say the gameplay isn't the worst part of this game?
The gameplay for this game is what's worst about this game. It's so slow and clunky. I just feel like Adrian's gonna pop out and Rocky's gonna come out and say, Adrian. I feel like the whole time I'm speaking like Rocky when I'm playing this game. It's slow. You're basically just running around, holding the shoot button, shooting enemies. There's not much skill that it takes to do that. It's kind of a side-scrolling platformer, I guess you can call it. Kind of reminds me of the X-Men game that was released for the Genesis back in the day. And that game is not too good either, but it's not this bad. This game may actually be worse than the movie that it's based off of. And that's a hell of an accomplishment. I found myself getting bored with this game after 5 minutes due to the gameplay or lack thereof. There's not many things to do. Like I said, you're just running along. Pew, pew, pew. Die, die, die. It's over. Graphics. Oh boy, the graphics. These graphics are awful. It looks like a blur. My eyes started to hurt when I was playing this. I felt like my contacts were melting onto my pupils. You cannot see the ladders and other obstacles that you have to navigate in a level. I found myself sometimes guessing when I was walking along to see that, maybe if there was something that I was supposed to be walking on. Enemies, your player, the movement is jagged, it's nasty, it's disgusting. I really am depressed. This game has me contemplating what I should do with my life.
I'll be honest, I don't think the graphics are that bad in this game. They're actually pretty detailed, but I know what you're saying, dude. I know what you're saying. These games don't translate well. It's hard to tell, is this game trying to be like a digitized game with graphics like Mortal Kombat, or the sprite-based graphics? I don't know, but that's definitely not Sylvester Stallone up there being digitized in this game. Who knows who that guy is? Probably a stand-in, probably Uncle Rico over there, I don't know. But either way, this game is, not that bad to look at. The graphics are pretty mundane, but they're relatively detailed, but it's nothing to write home about. I mean, the graphics in this game are the least of this game's problems. The sound and music, man, the music in this game sucks. It is so bad that I literally couldn't even use the Sega Genesis version of the music. It just sounds so piercing and so awful. I had to use the Super Nintendo soundtrack for this game because it's slightly more listenable. And the sound effects are just really boring. There's not a lot going on with the sound effects. I mean, I guess they're relatively satisfying, but they just don't really add anything to the table. So the sound and the music in this game just aren't really that good. Overall, this game I couldn't recommend to anybody. This is just not a good game that's based on not a good movie. It's based on an okay comic book. The comic book's pretty cool. This game is not pretty cool at all. This game actually completely sucks.
Waiting for backup.
It's here. Overall, this game is a bad attempt at a Mega Man / Metroid game. Tried to add in features that didn't need to be in there, that were executed terribly, and the game is just ugly. There are 16-bit Sega games that you can go back and play and say, oh, well, this looks gorgeous. This looks bomb as hell. But this game looks like a bomb was just dropped on it.
Yeah, dude, let's just face it. This game completely sucks. Even Slumpenstein can't find anything nice to talk about. Is it Slumpenstein or Slumpenstein? I don't know. But this game, you're right, man. It totally sucks. And I'm really sorry I recommended it for you. I just wanted to do a game that we could both play, that we could both talk about, that'd be a little fun to talk about. Maybe it was more fun to talk about than it was to play. But I appreciate you getting on here and helping me get through this, man. This was tough. I want to thank everybody that helped me make this video. I had a few guest stars in this video. David Walker, Mickey Creasy, Cinco Sanders, my wife, even Candy Rose, and of course, the ever-famous and elusive Slumpenstein. Dude, thanks a lot for being part of this. Again, I'm really sorry, man, that you had to play this game. It totally sucks, and it's quite obvious that neither one of us would recommend this game to anybody. So guys, gals, squids, aliens, whatever, stay away from this crappy game. It totally blows.
I want to say thank you to Game Glyph for recommending this game to me. Not really.
Blowing in the wind.
Hang on.
Is it ready?
Yeah. What else you got? I am the law. I am the law.
You said that.
Candy, will you do it?
You need no video, damn
Will
it.
I do what?
I say I am the law, like Sylvester Stallone style. I am the law.
I don't know if I can.
Say it. I am the law.
You gotta do your lips.
Yeah, do it.
all cockeyed and
I
shit.
know. That's,
See, he's got it. Okay, come on.
I know, but I can't.
Just do it. Just do it. Say I am the law. Just say I am the law.
I am the law.
Thanks for watching Game Glyph, and don't forget to subscribe.